Hello everyone and welcome to my next video for the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. And in this video I'm going to be taking on the Soaring Flames level 200 very hard boss quest. I mean it calls itself very hard. And for this, well, I'm going to be bringing two parties. The first party is going to be Firion, Kurasame and Gladio, and the second party is going to be Desel, Kais and Cloud with Pandemonium. Now, one thing I found so Boss Rush is a new type of content that we'll be getting, I believe, once every other month from now on, and essentially it is literally a boss rush. It is a wave of LUFENIA level bosses that you end up having to kill, and you have 50 turns per party to actually do it in, and it's more like 50 actions than 50 turns, because even if you get 3 turns, they're still going to tick down the action counter. So in this in this particular format, it's less about turn efficiency and more about like action economy. It's more about like how much can you get out of your individual button presses rather than anything else. Now each team can use its own burst and it can use its own summon, but if you use a summon in one team, you can't use the same summon in the next team, and of course you can only use one burst per team. But the burst only counts as 1 turn, and the summon turns are completely free, so you can definitely squeeze out some extra turns that way. Now, one thing I find quite interesting about this particular boss rush in Global is that we have seen essentially the early implementation of something that in JP didn't actually get implemented until the Dimensions End Transcendence quests, and that is if you bring in a character that has event synergy, so one of these guys with the glowing green border, you do actually it essentially acts as a synergy boost for your entire party. So I believe in JP, they first did this in Dimensions End Transcendence, which will come after like Dimensions End 20. It's the next tier of Dimensions End, and it will be any character with a burst weapon will give your party super synergy, right? Whereas then from boss rushes on that point forward, they made the event synergy do the same thing. Well, we get it early, and as a result, I personally found this to be much easier than I expected it to be. Of course, the team really helps as well. So I'm going with a pure sort of off-turn damage like counter team for the first team. Kurasame is there because he amps up the damage to a ridiculous extent. We all know what Hyoro does, it's amazing. Gladio's counters, you'll basically be able to keep 100% uptime on Gladio, and Firion's counters as well. Characters with off-turn damage like A and Gladio and Firion and Gao and those kinds of characters are really good for boss rush because the counters obviously don't count as actions. They don't tick down the counter, so you'll just be getting a hell of a lot of bang for your buck in terms of how much output you get just by sitting there and watching the enemies get twatted across the screen. Now, I am actually going with brothers on this team rather than anything else because due to the synergy boost, we won't really need that much extra attack, and our characters, I mean Firion and Gladio put out so much battery between them that you'll get more benefit in my opinion from brothers. And then on the second team, I mean this is pretty self-explanatory, right? Desel is a whole other thing that I'll go into when we get to it. But without further ado, let's jump into it and see how this goes. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is, without question, I am going to be putting up the LD, because I can see here Firion doesn't get his next turn until after Kurasame goes, which is unfortunate. So let's get up that lovely debuff on everyone. Let's get that maxed out. And of course, we always start off with Tempest on Gladio because we need to get everyone covered. So you can immediately see, looking at the numbers and looking at everyone's bravery, why, in my opinion, Brothers is a good idea. So for this, I am actually going to be using Firion's skill 2 more than anything, because we don't need to worry so much about the damage on the side guys, because when Gladio gets his counters like fully underway, we'll be doing so much splash damage that we won't need to worry about the bombs on the side, and we pretty much just need to focus on the bomb in the middle. Which is also, incidentally, why I'm going to be mostly using skill 1 with Kurasame. Let's get up our impulse as well. So unfortunately, if you use Crystal 65's like additional abilities, and also if you use call abilities, that does tick down the action counter as well. So I'm probably not going to be using them much, if at all. I'm just going to be focusing on using actual skills. I need value out of my button presses. Goddammit. So yeah, you can see that like this already, like we're already alone. Like we've already taken the side minions out, and it will periodically respawn them, but Gladio will take care of them, so we don't really care about them too much. Like, if we want to be using skill 2, then we've got the next wave to do that, because we are going to be, hopefully we are going to be getting through, at the very least, the first 2 waves with this party. That is what I would expect. So I'm not going to use his EX, I'm just going to use Blood Weapon, because it will actually do more damage than the EX anyway. Absolutely glorious levels of damage. Go. I think it's going to respawn the ads now, isn't it? Yeah, there we go, yeah. As I thought. So I will just... I'll EX here. Oh, and we get a launch as well, even better. Absolutely delightful damage. So I am going to skill 2 here with Kurasame, because we need to put the debuff back on the minions on the side. Well, we don't need to, but it's just a good idea. And we do have Maelstrom here with Gladio, but I don't want to use it because he's got no bravery. So this thing bravery refunds, right, based on your current bravery. So in my opinion, it makes much more sense to use his LD. And then we will EX with him next turn when we actually have bravery to work with. And let's lay down another LD for the dudes on the side. So one unfortunate thing about this wave is that with the bombs on the side, you have to even if you kill them once, like normally, right, when you have a wave with ads, if you take out the ads the first time, then you will kill the main dude and then the ads will automatically die. Unfortunately, that's not the case here. You do have to make sure the ads are dead, like this time as well. So now we're going in with Maelstrom because we've got some bravery. Oh yes, that's what I want to see. Some nice filthy numbers. And again, I'm just going to go in with a skill 2 because the counters will take care of the ads. Well, a little too effectively, if you ask me. There we go. I think this should do it. Oh no, it didn't. But we can totally just Crystal 65 and get out of the wave. Okay, good. On to wave 2. Okay, good. Kurasame starts before Firion, which is what I wanted. So, of course, we can see that Firion's blink is about to expire. So we are going to impulse again. Need to keep 100% uptime on that counter. And then here with Kurasame, we're obviously going to pop his LD to get the maximum amount of hero stacks on the enemies. And because I have Firion's burst, I am going to burst now. And an important note about the burst, in my opinion, especially about Firion's burst, his burst effect gives you a hell of a lot of bravery refund based on the amount of damage that you deal. Now, I feel that that's important to note, because I've seen some people, they use the bursts really late, and because they use them so late, you don't really get any use out of the burst effect. Because remember, the burst effect lasts for 4 turns, and it's not 4 turns full stop, it's 4 of Firion's turns. So if you want to get the most amount of use out of your burst effect, you want to use the burst early enough that you can actually get some use out of it. So hopefully I'm going to break them at the same time and get a fucking turn on Gladio, and I know it. Yeah, I knew that. I wanted Gladio to stay back there, but it's alright, it's fine. And these things are actually weak against range damage, so you can imagine with 5 stacks of Hero and a range weakness, we're just going to be doing stupid amounts of damage on this thing. As well as the synergy boost as well, and brothers on top of that. Like, everyone's max bravery is just going to be stupidly high. So while we've got Firion's burst effect, what I'm actually going to do here with Kurasame is I'm going to use his additional abilities, because even though it ticks down the action counter, 200k is a lot of damage. Okay, and don't even dare tell me that it's not. So let's go with the multi-Blizzaga. And we need to skill 2 here with Gladio, so we don't run out of Dawnhammer. And then we can sit back and watch the fireworks on the counters. Always nice to see. Another reason I brought Brothers is because of Firion's burst effect. Just look at these insane amounts of bravery that we've got. So this is definitely an EX moment. God, I actually think that Firion's burst effect is better than I thought it was at first. Like, I kind of underrated it because it's bravery refund, right? And I was like, brave gain reduction is gonna kneecap that, it's gonna nerf it, but at the moment we don't have brave gain reduction, so it's just absurd amounts of battery. And everyone's max brave goes insane. Like, I'm not even worried about these HP attacks because the counters will just get us healed up. There we go. I'm not worried about the orbs either. Like, if push comes to shove, we can summon, but to be honest, we should probably take them out before the orbs even do anything. I do have the LD on them, don't I? Yes, I do. I should just do this. Ooh. Oh, I like that. I'm not going to take the launch on A, because I'm going to do that with Firion. But I am absolutely going to Maelstrom over here. 5 stacks. This is going to hit like an absolute truck. Oh no, it's 4 stacks, isn't it? Yeah, it's 4 stacks. Good enough. Okay, now I smell a launch over here on A. For sure. With LD. Filthy amounts of damage. You know what? I'm gonna LD. Kurasame is about to run out of his Quiet Instructor. Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna LD. Only skill 1. Don't want to let the buff fall off. I don't even know what the orb is here. I should probably check. I'm just kind of hoping that they'll kill themselves on my Firion's counters. Or his trap or whatever. Yeah, there we go. This should just get us out of the wave, right? Excellent. Yes, please continue killing yourself on me. That's what we'd like to happen. Excellent. On to wave 3. So you see what I mean about counter characters and how much damage they do, and like how efficient they are for boss rush. This is absolutely silly. We're on the 3rd wave and we've still got 13 turns and the summon left. Let's get our trap up on A over here. We are out of Gladio counters though, but that's fine because this is like a single enemy wave. So we managed to get the splash damage out of Gladio on the early waves where it actually made a difference, you know. So I'm probably just going to wait for like as long as reasonably possible before I summon. And of course I'm using skill 2 here, because it does more than 100k damage. And it also gives Firion his buffs back, which this thing seems to like to dispel with alarming frequency. Oh, nice! We get a full strength EX from Gladio as well. That's always nice to see. Awesome. Okay, so the LUFENIA orb has appeared, which is extremely cute because it thinks that it actually makes a difference. Unfortunately, yeah, it kind of doesn't. So let's just use our summon. What should I do? Yeah, yes, let's use skill 2. Let's go for it. I'm not using my EX because it does less damage. I'm just focusing on all-out efficiency here. We need to refresh Kurasame's LD buff soon as well. Okay, good. So I am actually just going to use my additional ability here, and then it's going to heal itself, and then use that and dispel everyone, which is awesome. And I don't have any skill 2s left to get my buffs back, which kind of sucks. But this party has done everything that it needs to do anyway, so... let's just shave it down. And it's going to be our last action. Okay, good. So our first party made it all the way onto the last wave and even killed the one of the Flawless's lives. So that is, I believe, what we call gratuitous overkill. So yeah, if you have this party, I highly recommend it. You are going to have a good time. Absolutely. So now I'm moving on to party 2. Now this party is just pure like launch degeneracy. We have Dark Knight Cecil, whose LD I have managed to acquire, and I've also got his high armor. So he is just an absolute monster. We've got Kais because what is a launch comp without Kais in it? And then I've got Cloud over here as well. Quickly just show off the spheres. I probably did this at the start, but never mind. Okay, so the game plan here is pretty obvious. Let's go. So the LUFENIA orb on this enemy in the final wave, you need to inflict dark damage to actually do anything to it. So actually what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go straight into the burst with Cloud, because honestly, why am I not? This thing might not even survive. I might not even get to explain Dark Knight Cecil. I kind of hope I do though. But anyway, yeah, let's just go straight in. So Decil is there to do Decil things, and I mean Kais is there to do Kais things with the launchers. Let's do a finishing touch. I should really be using bravery attacks with that, but never mind. Okay, here comes the orb. Oh, it's immune to paralysis. That's good to know. There we go. Okay, so Dark Knight Cecil. So I mean, obviously Kais is here to beef up the launchers, but I'm just going to do a hero support onto Decil over here. Now quickly, just to run down what he does, his LD is actually incredible. It does 2 HP dumps, and it drops his health down really low so that he gets his plus abilities really easily, and it delays all enemies by 1 turn, and it inflicts them with a debuff that makes them receive 20% extra HP damage, which is kind of incredible. And then his skill 2, we all know what Valiant Blow does. It does 50% splash damage and it batters the party. It's like strictly better than Finishing Touch in my opinion. So if you do a hero support onto Decil, you can use LD to delay and get a launch, and then inflict the debuff. She's just going to hit like a truck, and then you can use his skill 2 and then get another launch, and yeah, you see where this is going. We're probably not even going to have time to charge the summon before the boss dies, honestly. And the good thing about having Cloud as part of this as well is that Cloud's LD also delays. So with the delays between Decil and Cloud, and with all the launches going on, with Kais in the middle and Pandemonium, you can already see just how powerful this combination is. Like, it's no surprise that this was like the original launch comp. Oh, and look, it's dead already. I barely even get to show them off. It's like 400k every freaking turn. So yeah, that's gonna be boss rush number 1. So yeah, I really didn't get to show off the launch team that much there, just because the counter team was so turn efficient in terms of getting to the last wave. But nevertheless, that is going to be my approach for this. I obviously didn't hold anything back. I just went in all guns blazing. I hope those of you out there either found this helpful or at least enjoyed it. Definitely the party synergy boost makes this easier than it would have been in JP. So I doubt people will have that many problems in clearing it, but if you do, then here's something that you can do to approach it. So thanks everyone for watching, I hope you all enjoyed, and until the next time, take care and goodbye.